Hey guys, this is George. Before the update video starts, I just wanted to let everybody know it's kind of with a heavy heart that I've decided to stop making um, uh, vinyl updates and for the VC. I'm gonna be selling off most of my collection. I'm just tired of music in general, really. I'm really getting into like knitting and crocheting, and I have a wicked awesome sewing thimble collection that I want to concentrate on the most. And also I started selling little trees, car, for your car. You put in your car so it smells nice in there. This is our newest one, new car scent that smells exactly. It's incredible. It smells exactly like a brand new car. Anyway, just kind of hang out, watch the update. This will be my last update as far as music goes. I'm just way tired of it. I don't have time to watch stuff anymore. I really don't have time to update. The crocheting and knitting is really taking up a lot of my time. I crochet and knit sweaters and stuff for cats and rabbits, and that's just taking a shitload of my time. So again, it took me a while to come to this decision. I'll explain more after you watch the update. Okay, thanks. Hey guys, George back again to do another LP and CD update. Different setting this time. Just sitting at the table. I have all these to show. I went a little shopping this week, last week. Got a bunch of different things. It's all different types of stuff, not just metal. I got some 7 inches and a stack of CDs as well, so this might be a two-parter. I'm not sure yet. We'll see how long this is. I'm not going to talk in depth about a lot of this stuff. A lot of this stuff is upgrades for me. A couple things in here I haven't listened to yet because I just got them. But we'll start off with this stack of vinyl, and first up we got Bob Seger, Silver Bullet Band, 9 Tonight. This is an upgrade for me. Most of these were in the dollar bin. I got a gold stamp white label promo of the first Cheap Trick record, like mint condition. There's the gold stamp. Happy to get this. I love this record. I have a mint condition version, not gold stamp, but I figured that one was a couple bucks. A metal piece, which I thought I had, but I didn't. Keel. I'm not a huge Keel fan. I love the first album that was on Shrapnel, and when Ron was with Steeler, with Yngwie Malmsteen. I think some of this stuff ended up being on that record, or was on that record. This has Mark Ferrari on it as well. Pretty cool record. Definitely had a different vocal style than most of the hard rock singers back in the 80s, but pretty cool. Greatest hits of John Lee Hooker. This is the original pressing on Kent Records from California. This is like near mint. Pretty nice collection of stuff. I have a lot of John Lee Hooker vinyl, some collection stuff, but I don't think I've seen that one. Pretty cool. West Bruce and Lang. This is an upgrade for me. I love this record. Pretty much a mountain album. Really killer though. This thing's dead mint. Original pressing with the real hard, real thick cardboard sleeve. Really awesome album. I would suggest that record if you like 70s power trio rock stuff. Another upgrade I got was the Ramones, Too Tough to Die. This has one of my favorite Ramones tracks, and it's Howling at the Moon, for the later stuff. But pretty killer. This was dead, not dead, I guess near mint, I would say. The vinyl looked virtually unplayed, but it's cool to add that to the collection. the London Muddy Waters sessions. I have the other London sessions from like B.B. King and Chuck Berry. I was happy to find this on Chess Records. Really killer. I like this a lot. And this was also near mint. I would say probably very good plus, but gold stamp promo of Mob Rules from Black Sabbath. Big old gold stamp there. Kind of worn off, but I love this record. I'm a huge Dio fan, so the only problem is there was writing, which for some reason I didn't see that when I found the vinyl. I just overlooked it. Gold stamp promo of the first Yngwie Malmsteen record, solo album, Rising Force, mostly instrumental. Black Stars, one of my favorite instrumental tracks from him. As Above, So Below is a great track. I'm into buying and finding gold stamp promo stuff or white label promo. I don't know why, but I just think it's cool. Here's a Canadian pressing of the Ultimate Collection from Steppenwolf. It's a 2 LP collection. I never saw this before. Again, this was in the budget bin, but pretty cool. I think I have one other Steppenwolf best of, but that's a 2-disc, 2 LP thing. I would suggest if you find that anywhere, pick that up, because it almost sounded like it had different mastering job to it. It was a little brighter than the normal stuff, but pretty cool though. I picked up another version of Muddy Waters, King B. I have the gold stamp promo of this. This is just a regular version, so I figured why not for the price that it was. Like I said, a lot of these were $1 or $2. I haven't really ordered anything brand new because the prices are ridiculous, and they're just going up. I did find a place I was telling Greeno Saturday, I think Saturday night I talked to him, that I was looking for the 2 Airborne records, the Australian band Airborne. Turns out I could order them from Mark, so yeah, I'm happy about that because I got them for relatively cheap than what I've seen them go for on eBay and Amazon and stuff. But hopefully my distributor will have them and they'll be in stock. And if that's the case, I'll have them this week. But I'm really looking forward to the new Airborne record. I haven't seen, I think it's called Black Dog Barking. I haven't seen any information as to whether it's coming out on vinyl or not. I know the CD's like super cheap. It's going to be like a $9.99 retail. I heard the first single. I thought it was amazing. If you like AC/DC, Rhino Bucket with a little more edge to it, I would say, or a little more upbeat, definitely check out Airborne if you haven't. The Best of James Brown. This is a Polydor US. I just love that cover. Thought that was a cool cover. I love James Brown. Hear my bird clock in the background. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Gold stamp promo, Rockin' a Hard Place from Aerosmith, the one and only album that has Jimmy Crespo and Rick Dufay on guitars. I always liked this record. I thought Lightning Strikes was a great track, but overall, it's just kind of, you could tell they were at the end of the rope at this point, but pretty cool record. Nice to have a gold stamp promo on that one. One I found I'd never heard of, never seen it. Came out in the early 80s. Basically, it's a Mountain album. It's a Leslie West record called Theme with who is it? Yeah, Leslie West, Jack Bruce, and it has on drums. Instead of Corky West, it has Joe Franco, who I think was in Twisted Sister for a little bit. But it's weird because Corky Lang wrote some stuff with Leslie on this record. Like I said, I never heard of it. I did some research after I found it. It goes for quite a bit of money now. It's on the Passport label from actually 1988. I thought it was earlier than that. Um, Pretty cool record, I thought. If you let, again, it's very mountain sounding, but I would definitely search this out if you can. If you like Leslie West and you don't have this record, definitely search it out. It's really killer. Another band, Disney After Dark, or DAD. I think this was their U.S. debut. No Fuel Left for the Pilgrims. Gold stamp promo. Couldn't get this price tag on. It's like somebody super glued that bitch on there. But I always liked this record. I have it on CD. Never really saw it on vinyl for cheap. It's always been like 12, 15 bucks. I got this for $1, probably because you couldn't get the sticker off. But virtually unplayed. The vinyl looks amazing. I got an upgrade to the Spiders from Mars record. I have a white label promo of this one that's kind of beat up, the cover anyway. The vinyl was good, but this is really killer. I always liked this band. Very, I don't know how to describe them. There's a few keyboard stuff on here, but nothing overpowering. Straight 70s rock, I guess. But definitely check out Spiders from Mars. I don't think you can get that. I don't know if it came out on CD. I think it came out in Europe on CD as one of those reissues from like Rock Candy Records or something like that for some reason. I have that in my head. I don't know why. But another band I never heard of. This was a blind buy. Earthquake. Leveled. This came out in 1977. I talked to Greeno about this. Hold on one sec. Phone rings. Anyway, Earthquake. I forget where I was at this point. 1977, Berserkly Records. I talked to Greeno about some of this stuff. He kind of remembered this band, I think. I haven't listened to this yet, but I've been on that 70s rock kick like LJ and Greeno have been for the past few months, so definitely looking forward to hearing that. Killer, Thriller. I finally got this on vinyl. I paid $4 for this one. I've seen this go for as much as $30, which is ridiculous, but this is the German original pressing from 1982 on Belfon. Really cool rock, metal band. Kind of AC/DC-ish maybe. Really killer though. I like that a lot. I always did. I know they reissued them on CD quite a few times. But I remember them sounding like shit for some reason, so maybe someday they'll release a good quality CD of it. Another band I never heard of, Badger. Looks like a three-piece band. It's called Fierce Rock and Roll. This looks like a private press type thing, like an independent. Maybe they put it out themselves. I'm not 100%. But it's a trio from New York, I think. Maybe California. So I'll be looking forward to hearing that one. Upgrade of Grand Funk's Closer to Home. Near mint condition. Pretty good. Charlie Daniels Band, Decade of Hits. I got this for $1. This is like dead. It's like never played. I always liked Devil Went Down to Georgia and some of his outlaw country shit, but I'm not a huge country fan, but this is pretty cool. Upgrade to the Best of Eric Clapton timepieces. Just better quality than the one I had, or better condition than the one I had. Nothing more to really say about that. Aerosmith Done with Mirrors. Never had this on vinyl, so I decided to pick it up. Again, it was another cheapie. Y&T Summertime Girls 12-inch. With a studio version, a live version, and a track called Lipstick and Leather. This is the UK pressing. So that was $1. Bon Jovi, New Jersey. Not a huge Bon Jovi fan, but I always liked this record for some reason. I thought Bad Medicine was catchy. I think this is the only Bon Jovi record I have on vinyl, unless I have Slippery When Wet. I might have that one, but again, not a huge fan, but this was like mint condition, and I don't see this too often on vinyl, so at least in my area. Another Australian band, Angel City. This is called Dark Room. Very Australian sounding from the early 80s, 1980. Kind of has an AC/DC feel to it. Maybe not as heavy as, heavy guitar sound as AC/DC, but pretty cool. Pretty cool record. And they have a ton of albums out over there. One I wasn't 100% sure if I had it or not. Derringer's second album, Sweet Evil. I know I have this on CD as part of like a 2-on-1 thing with the first album, but for some reason this didn't look familiar to me, but it was a buck, and I probably have it. But when I was growing up, I used to watch this show on CBS all the time on Saturday nights, and Sha Na Na. And this is the lineup of the TV show. I have some of their earlier stuff without this, with some different members in it. This came out in '78. They do like Great Balls of Fire, Come and Go with Me, 16 Candles, Earth Angel, At the Hop, Rock and Roll's Here to Stay. Pretty cool. Always liked Sha Na Na. I thought they were fun for what they did. Another band I kind of remember hearing of, but I never had anything. Gringos Locos. This is a gold stamp promo on Atlantic. It was produced by Tom Dowd, who I think did some of the Skynyrd stuff, maybe. So I would imagine they have like a southern hard rock feel to it. Not 100%, but definitely looking forward to checking that out. Got the first Rail EP. I showed their full-length album a long time ago now, but I never knew of this, so I came across this. I guess it's the same band. Greeno will know, but 4-song EP, and it's on the EMI, so I think it's the same band. More Warhead. This is on Atlantic as well. I've always seen this and thought it was like the Gods, maybe, or the logo looks like the Stars logo from the '70s. The band Stars. I guess this band, I haven't heard this yet, but I have a feeling they have that vibe to them, maybe a little heavier. But I'll be looking forward to hearing that. Found a copy of the first Skid Row on vinyl, which I never had. Always had the CD of it. I know me and Greeno were looking for Slave to the Grind on vinyl, and it's like one of those, Atlantic 1990-91 releases, like Kix Hotwire and the Britny Fox Bite Down Hard, where it's only available in Germany on vinyl. If you go to Discogs, there's a few up there for sale now for like $10. So I just ordered one. I think mine was 7 something, but I think the next higher one was, 9 or something like that. So if you're looking for that, definitely check out Discogs. I love that album. I think that album is so much better than the first album, and it's heavier. A couple more dollar ones I picked up. I think my last update I showed the first self-titled Huey Lewis and the News record. So I listened to that, I liked it a lot, so it made me want to go out and get the other ones. So I found Picture This, Sports, and 4, all for $1 each. So I think that completes the early Huey Lewis collection, but, I grew up with that stuff, and I love Back to the Future, and he was in that and did the soundtrack for that, so it's killer to have that, and they're all dead mint. Couple other ones I never heard of. I've never seen either. I didn't realize they were putting stuff out this late in the '80s. But the band Foghat, I picked up In the Mood for Something Rude, which I've never seen before, and Girls to Chat and Boys to Bounce. I haven't listened to either one of these yet, but there's all these reduced stickers on there for $1.49 from Kmart. They were like basically unopened, so I would imagine the albums aren't that good, but for $1 each, figured I'd give them a spin. Another one I'm not a big fan of this band. Never really heard too much from them, but I picked this up. It looked interesting. Savoy Brown, Rock and Roll Warriors. It kind of has an 80s hard rock, almost like a Scorpions feel to the artwork. And I don't know if you can see this, but the dude's playing with a Heineken, and it's spewing all over the place. So hopefully it's a cool rock and roll album. We'll find out. Another dollar LP, Dr. Hook and Medicine Show Revisited. This was Dead Men. I got it for the cover of the Rolling Stone track. Haven't listened to the rest of it, but I always, I wanted to hear that track, so I picked that up. Finally, after all this time of seeing Greeno and LJ's videos, I picked up Gamma 3 with Ronnie Montrose probably about 6 months ago, maybe not that long, 4 months ago. Well, I finally got Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, so now all three of us, I think, have all three of them. So now we're the Gamma brothers. But I liked Gamma 3, and I think Todd, Greeno said that the first one's the best one. So I'll be curious to hear that. I've just been listening to so much shit lately, man. It's unbelievable. This is a gold stamp promo of the first album. The second album is just your regular pressing. Both in near mint condition, probably very good plus. This one, I always loved this album. I never picked it up on vinyl because I've always seen it go for a shitload of money for some reason. I guess it's a highly sought after record. Which back in the day they didn't sell any, they weren't very popular, but this is a gold stamp promo, the first Masters of Reality record. I think this is on American. Yeah, Def American label. I love this record, I always have, so when I saw this on vinyl, I was shit myself, so I snagged that, I jumped at it, and it was surprisingly like $4. But I guess I don't know, I've never seen it on vinyl before, and Greeno was saying that it's pretty rare, I guess. I'm not a big INXS fan, but I like this one track, and I found a 12-inch for it, Never Tear Us Apart. Again, I'm not a ballad dude, but for some reason I always liked that song. I don't know why, but pretty killer. That was $1. Crazy World of Arthur Brown. This is a UK pressing, Dead Mint. I finally got a Dead Mint copy of this album. All the albums, every album I've seen over here, the US version is like either scratched to shit or the cover looks like shit, but I've never seen like a near mint one till now. So I was so happy to get this. This album is so bizarre, but I love it. I'm sure you heard the track Fire before. I think Ozzy did a cover of it on his covers album from a few years back. Another band, I have no idea who they are, what they sound like. Riggs, gold stamp promo, self-titled. They kind of have maybe like a Romantics look to them. Early 80s pop, Warner Brothers label. So this will probably be right up my alley. I like some of that stuff. So. Again, another band I've heard of this band, but it's not the same band. This band's from the 70s. It's called Tattoo. There was another band called Tattoo that had the album Blood Red out. This is from 76 on Motown. But it looks like a rock, just by looking at them, they look like they would be a rock band. I think, I like going in and finding stuff from the 70s that I never heard of, never seen before, like those last two records, and just buying and trying them out, because you never know what you're going to find, You might find something that you love, and most of the time you don't, but... And I got an upgraded Thunderhead record from 75. Greeno had sent me he upgraded his, so he sent me his other version. So I finally got an upgrade. This thing's the vinyl's dead mint. It's almost virtually unplayed. The cover, we all thought it was like, uh, like water damage or something, but every copy I've seen of this record now has like bumps in it, so it looks like it might have been a bad pressing as far as the cover goes. But again, the vinyl's a white label promo, which everyone I've seen has been a white label promo, so maybe the actual pressed one might be the rare version of this record. If you like Skynyrd, it's kind of that same vein, maybe not as Southern rock, more rock than Southern rock, but really killer band. And two ridiculous ones, I still don't know why I picked these up. Well, I know they were only $1, but figured I'd end with these because they're ridiculous. But the Best of Casey and the Sunshine Band. This is German pressing. I never seen this cover before. I like some of his stuff. This one I still have no idea why I bought it. The Very Best of Leo Sayer with You Make Me Feel Like Dancing on it. I don't know. That's what hoarders do, I guess. They, hey, I've never seen this before. Let me buy it. I'll never listen to it. But what are you going to do? A couple 7-inches I picked up. One at work. I picked up at work. It's a reissue of the Violent Pacification from Dirty Rotten Imbeciles. Their first EP. I have an original one of this. This one is on yellow vinyl. And I just happened to come across that one. That was like $1.50 or something at work. And then I picked up Misfits Halloween. And I know there's a lot of bootlegs out there, so I have no idea what this one is. I know it's here. If anybody knows, it's got just a regular orange label. Nothing written on it, but it also comes with the insert. So I have no idea if it's a bootleg, if it's a real one. Like I said, I know they bootleg the shit out of these Misfits things. This thing's almost mint. And the reason I got it was $5. I have a few other Misfits singles that are probably bootlegs as well, but I just dig them, man. I love the Misfits. Always did. So if anybody can spread some info or send some info my way on this pressing, I'm sure I can find it online, but I'm too lazy to do that. Now on to the CDs. First I got the brand new Psycho Punch record called Smack Valley. If you like Swedish, like Backyard Babies, Helicopters, Wild Hearts, that vein. This is like their 10th album or something like that. This album's their first record on SPV. Really killer record. I got this used at the record store I went to this weekend, which was Record Connection in Ephrata, for like $4.99. I think they go for new for $17 because it's not out here, so I was happy to find that. Two promos I got from a metal band called Screamer. This is their first one, Adrenaline Distractions, and their second album is called Phoenix. Kind of old school Maiden-ish, new wave of British heavy metal type stuff. This came out in 2011. This came out at the tail end of 2012. Really killer. So I was happy to get them. Cadaver. This is their first EP. I know they got a full length coming out real soon. Real hard 70s psychedelic kind of shit. Really cool, man. I like this stuff a lot. The brand new Krokus record, Dirty Dynamite. This is probably the best Krokus album in 25-30 years. I wasn't a fan of Krokus in the 80s. Well, the mid-80s, I should say. Their early 80s stuff was killer before they went MTV and started doing like Alice Cooper and Sweet covers. But this is a really killer. If you like AC/DC, you'll absolutely love this record. Mark Storace sounds more like Bond than ever on this album. I mean, if you thought about and sat back and listened to this, you could be like, this would be like, man, this could be what Bon Scott would sound like today. It's amazing how much he sounds like Bon on that record, and it's a great record. Um, Brand new Hardcore Superstar. This is called Come On Take Me On, or Take On Me. Um, this is on Nuclear Blast. I got this on Amazon for like $8.99 through a secondhand seller, but the regular price on it's like $27 or some shit like that. I guess because it's a German import. I have no idea why it hasn't come out here yet at a cheaper price, but if you're looking for it, definitely check Amazon because there's a U.S. seller from California selling them for like $8.99. And it's a great, if you like Hardcore Superstar, if you know who they are, same vein, nice production, real heavy, really cool. I picked up the new Anthrax Anthem thing. The six, I think they do 6 cover tunes and an unreleased track from the last album sessions. Pretty killer. They do a great version of Big Eyes and from Cheap Trick, Jailbreak from Thin Lizzy. They do on here Anthem from Rush. That's really good. The TNT was okay. I didn't care for it, but I'm pretty particular when it comes to bands covering AC/DC. But it's super cheap. I think it's like $5 or something at all the stores. So definitely check that out. Uh, Another band from, I think they're from Sweden or Germany. I think they're German. Band's called Sin City. This album's called 13. Very AC/DC. I think they started out being an AC/DC cover band. Really cool. Finally got a good production on one of their records. I think this is their third full length. Third or fourth. The last album was good too, and this one's really, really good. This is a promo. I will be ordering the regular version of it. But definitely check them out. Sin City. This album I had no idea was coming out. I was so happy to order it. I don't know if they did like the pledge thing like Ginger did from the Wild Hearts or what, but all of a sudden it just kind of showed up. So I bought the digital download for £9 or something, which ended up being like $13. Um, but I was a huge fan of the Yo-Yos that were on Sub Pop, which was Danny from the Wild Hearts and 3 other guys who I'd never heard of at the time. And then when the Yo-Yos broke up, Tom Spencer was the main singer, guitar player, formed a band called The Loyalties. They put a record out probably in '04 that I thought was really good. And after all this time, they finally put out their second album, Till the Death of Rock and Roll. I've been listening to this album non-stop in my car for the last week and a half. I absolutely love this record. If you like Social Distortion, the Yo-Yos, the Wild Hearts, or that UK like those bands like the Wild Hearts or what was the other band he was in? I can't remember the other band, but definitely check these guys out. You can buy the album on CD now through the website, which I'll probably end up doing. The only way that I can get it 2 weeks ago was a digital download, which I hate doing. I hate paying for digital downloads. I think you're just buying air. I like physical product, obviously. So I'll probably be ordering the CD. I made this cover just to have it in my CD collection in case something happened to my iPod or something. But this is an absolute must of an album. Definitely check these guys out. The Loyalties, Till the Death of Rock and Roll. You will not be disappointed. That's a great record. Another band I got a promo from, the Junk Stars, or just Junk Stars. Kind of in that same Swedish, hardcore superstar, Gemini 5, and who else? Hybrid Children vein. Pretty cool though. Not the greatest album, but definitely worth a listen. Another one I got from Zodiac Killer Records, the Luxury Pushers. which I think a couple of members used to be in a band called the Mystery Addicts back in the early 2000s. Very sleazy, like, you know, Nashville Pussy, more glammy though than that. I would say like Backyard Babies meets Nashville Pussy. I was pleasantly surprised with this record. I thought it was really, really good. So I'll definitely be diving back into that one. Then I got the brand new album from Bonafide. This is called Ultimate Rebel. It has Pontius Snib, who is the drummer for Jason and the Scorchers right now. He's a guitar player, vocalist for this, for this band. I think this is their fourth album, their third full length. They have 3 full lengths and an EP out. But this is killer. Same vein. If you like Bonafide, you'll like the brand new one. And finally, I got the new Buckcherry record, Confessions. I got the limited one with the 2 bonus tracks and the DVD. Way better than their last album, I thought. Production's killer. The songwriting's killer on this record. I like this a lot. I think this is their first album for Century Media in the States, anyway. But definitely, if you like Buckcherry, definitely check this out. You can get it pretty cheap now, $9.99 or something like that on Amazon. Anyway, I know it's been a while since my last update, but as you can see, I got a shitload of stuff over the last couple weeks. I ordered a few things I got coming at work, like the Airborne records, a couple other things. But definitely check out the Loyalties. Like I said, if you dig that style of Wild Hearts or the Yo-Yos or anything like that, you'll absolutely love that record. It's such a great record. I can't stop listening to it. Like I said, it's been in my car now for like two weeks or a week and a half, and I just hit repeat and let it go. Anyway, I'll be back pretty soon, I guess, to do another update within the next week or so, probably a week and a half. I hope everybody's doing well. Please, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up button to get it out there, get it more, to get it out there more on YouTube. And also, I picked up a few new subscribers again. Thanks a lot for subscribing to my channel. I really appreciate it. We'll be doing a bunch of road trips this summer. It looks like we're trying to pen in something to do this summer and film everything and put an episode together like that you would be able to watch on TV. That's my plan anyway. I will be up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania on April 14th, I think it is, the Sunday, for the record show up there, meeting Greeno up there. So I'm looking forward to that. But other than that, everything's going good. Everybody here is doing cool. I hope everybody out there is doing well. And I guess that's about it. So until next time, again, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you real soon. Peace. Well, guys, thanks for watching the update, and I just wanted to, say thank you to everybody. This will be my last one. Like I said, as far as the music stuff goes, I'll try and keep in touch with it. April Fools, bitches! I ain't going nowhere. That's all I buy is music, but if you fell for it, you're a sucker. If you didn't fall for it, right on. But happy April Fools. Happy April 1st. And I'll see you soon for my next update. Peace!